Hi, everybody. Good morning. I'm Olga Villaverdi.
And I'm Amber Melt. Welcome to The Balancing Act. For over a century, Peter Pan has hooked audiences all over the world.
Very cute. Very cute.
The story was born out of J.M. Barrie's boundless imagination, inspired by his adventures with the Llewellyn Davis family, and over the years has been brought to life both to the stage and on screen.
Today, our Broadway Across America series continues with Finding Neverland, as we learn just what happens when you believe you can fly.
Plus, we'll continue our Taking Back the Bedroom series.
And this seems like a perfect segue. We're going to learn the secret behind naked wines.
Oh, yeah.
Get ready for that one.
Oh, my, guess what? It all starts right now.
Broadway Balances America, brought to you by Broadway Across America, bringing the best of Broadway to a city near you.
Time now for another installment of Broadway Balances America, our series that takes you behind the scenes of some of the most beloved Broadway musicals as they travel across the country and into your local theaters.
Today, we're flying to Neverland, at least metaphorically, finding out the story behind the story of playwright J.M. Barrie and the woman who inspired one of his most famous works.
Based on the Academy Award-winning film of the same name, Finding Neverland, is an innovative new musical that features a strong woman center stage and two who helped bring it to the stage.
Indeed. And at the center of the story is a beautiful widow whose young sons inspired author J.M. Barrie to pen a play that would ultimately prove, when you believe, you can fly.
Here inside Neverland, we can sing.
Packed with mesmerizing visuals, irresistible songs, and plenty of laughs, Finding Neverland is a timeless story about the power of imagination and spectacular proof that you never really have to grow up. It took courage for playwright J.M. Barrie to stage his work for London theatergoers in the early 1900s, but as history has proven, it was a risk worth taking.
Finding Neverland is the story of how Peter became Pan. And if it weren't for J.M. Barrie and that writer's imagination and his courage to write something like nothing had been written before, you know, a story about a boy who wouldn't grow up, children who could fly, an island with mermaids and pirates where kids ruled the roost, Finding Neverland tells the story of how this classic story has come into our lives.
Tony winner Diane Paulus knows a thing or two about staging a captivating play, and as J.M. Barrie found out, it really does begin with the story.
This theme of never growing up captures kids, captures adults. It certainly has captured me, you know, a mom in my 40s. I think it's this idea of what we have as children, an abandon, an enjoyment of being in the moment, of playing, that we lose as we get older. And I think people have come to see Finding Neverland, and I've seen them rediscover their inner child.
It's the light in the eyes of my children.
Laura Michelle Kelly originated the role of Sylvia Llewellyn Davis on Broadway.
What I love about my character is that she's very forward-thinking. You know, she's very, she's inappropriate for her time. She was born before her time, and she kind of stood up for the lives of her children, and that's what I love about her. She was a very progressive woman for her time.
Another progressive woman is three-time Emmy Award-winning choreographer Mia Michaels, who is helping bring the story to high-flying life.
I think it comes from concept, it comes from story, it comes from character, it comes from music. Music for me is my biggest inspirational source. It tells me the place in which I need to begin the creative process, the tone of it, the feel of it. Is it quirky? Is it funny? Is it sad? Is it emotional? What is it moving?
The collaboration of these three women on this original musical has proven moving indeed.
I made Finding Neverland from my heart. This was a story that I wanted to give to audiences, and by audiences I mean my own daughters, to parents, to people who are struggling in their life with how can they be their truest self, How can you redefine sense of family? How do you make it through a hard time?
It's such a beautiful story where people really get to engage with what is on the other side of this life, and what is it about our imagination that's so strong and powerful, and how do you awaken the child inside? And I think that's why people keep coming back again and again.
Okay, well, one of the lyrics is "When you believe you can fly." Yes. And I grew up watching, iconic women as Peter Pan flying around the stage. Are we gonna see that in Finding Neverland?
It's gonna be flying that is made by humans, people lifting people, and it's much more organic and much more, I find, much more emotional, because you see the humans lifting humans, and they're flying, and you see the struggle of a human trying to lift another human, and it comes from inside more than anything, because if you believe you can, you can.
Now, historically, the role of Peter Pan has been played by iconic women like Mary Martin, Kathy Rigby, Sandy Duncan. I don't suppose there's any shot for me. Maybe. Tinkerbell? Produced by Harvey Weinstein, with an original score by noted composer Gary Barlow and Grammy Award winner Elliot Kennedy, a book by celebrated playwright James Graham, the play within the play has universal appeal. Single, married, young or not, it's a story for all to enjoy.
It's about feeling alive, whether you're a kid or you're an adult, finding your inner child. So I'm hoping that audiences across America come to this show and use it as a place to touch your heart, feel alive, laugh and cry, be with your families, because it's a great show, for kids, for grandparents, for parents. It's really a show that spans across ages in terms of its appeal.
Please go see the show. It's a very special show. It's not a typical Broadway show. It's not. The tone of it, the message of it, the spirit of it, the dance of it, it's very unique. It has its own thing, and so to be able to share it with, America, all across America, is going to be incredible.
The North American tour of Finding Neverland is headed to a theater near you. So check out Broadway Balances America, Broadway Across America, or go to our website, thebalancingact.com, for all the show information, tour dates, and more.
Bless my mother's heart, she talked to me about the birds and bees, but not about menopause. I mean, it's just one of those things that, did you guys?
My mother never, ever said a word about it. She never warned me about it. And I had to kind of figure it out on my own. And some of my friends are a little older than me started complaining about it. And I said, so what's the deal with menopause? And then they start telling me their symptoms. I'm like, oh no, I'm not doing that. I'm not going through it. And here we are.
I don't understand why it's not talked about, and why, you get prepared for your menstrual cycle. Your mother talks to you about it, tells you what's going to happen, how your body's going to change, but they don't talk about how it's going to change again later in life. It's just not talked about.
Right. It's a taboo subject. That's crazy.
It is. There's like a stigma attached to it. And even younger women, when you mention menopause, they're kind of like, they don't want to discuss it.
Exactly.
My mom never talked to me about it. I only noticed when all of a sudden she changed. And she was having hot flashes and acting crazy.
Wow.
So that's the only thing I knew about menopause, was that you're gonna get crazy and hot. Be a hot mess.
But those days are gone, and we're gonna have an open discussion on the balancing act, because the doctor is in the house. He's my friend at this point. Rejoining us now on the show for our series of reports, Take Back the Bedroom, is our resident sexuality expert, board-certified gynecologist, Dr. Michael Krychman, a renowned doctor of sexual medicine and co-author of The Sexual Spark. Welcome back.
Great to be here.
Great to have you. All right, so this is something that I think is huge to talk about. You heard those ladies. We've gotten better, but we're not there. It's still a taboo.
Well, I think you're right. You know, so many women think that menopause is like their grandmother's menopause. You know, an old, rickety old lady sitting on a bench, rocking her life away. But it's not like that. You know, as women age, they're vibrant, they're sexy, they may be running corporations or hosting TV shows. You know, they may be doing a variety of wonderful things, and they want their sexy back. They want to be active, vibrant, and really menopause shouldn't hold them back.
It should not, and it should not hold them back from talking about it, because it's a reality. You've taught me so much. It's going to happen to me. It's going to happen to every woman out there. So let's talk again about menopause and what kind of happens in that intimate area.
Oh, come on, say it. Say the word. We've been here for so long. Come on, what is the word?
What happens to the vagina?
There. Wasn't the worst thing in the world, right?
No, it wasn't. After so many segments with you, I should be okay with it, but even I still shudder.
Well, I think that says something really important. We're now breaking the conspiracy of silence as we get more comfortable, as people are volunteering information, and it becomes to the forefront of concerns. I think we're becoming more comfortable, both the clinician, the doctor, as well as the patient. So we have to ask, and we have to tell patients that they need to tell. It's important to know that the vagina and vulva, we can say that word too, right?
We can. I'm glad you said it.
Say it.
Vulva.
There you go. Okay, so those things change. The hormones decline and they become irritated, red. They can become really painful. And really, you know, it's not the way a woman should be spending 40% of her life.
So what do we do to alleviate that issue, to alleviate the dryness, the pain, the changes that are happening, to alleviate the fact that many women, as you've taught me, are having sex with their husbands and enduring that pain? What can we do to help that?
Well, I think there's quick, easy, simple solutions. You know, it starts from the very beginning of how you take care of your skin. We take care of our face, we use special products, natural cleansing. You know, we have a protective oil barrier on our skin, and it's the same thing for the vulva and vagina. So we need to choose products that have excellent ingredients, things like Lubrigyn cleansing lotion. It's not foamy. It doesn't have lauryl sulfate, that foamy, harsh detergent.
Which makes it worse.
Right, and it strips away the natural protective oils. So we have to really be careful about the ingredients that are in and the ingredients that are not in as well.
And how would I and other ladies out there use these two products?
Well, Lubrigyn is really, I think, is a part of a system. There is the cleansing lotion for the outside. It helps with the moisturizing, it helps with elasticity, it cleanses as well. And then you also have the cream, which can go inside and helps maintain the supple quality of a vagina. And you know every woman really wants a supple vagina.
Yes, absolutely, I do. Although I'm not going through it yet, I do. So the reality is, it is a sensitive area. It is an area that no matter what will be affected, and we need to use something sensitive to take care of the issue.
Right, and I think women need to be empowered to make good decisions. They need to read labels. They need to take the time to take concern for special products that are going in the intimate area. And I'll say it too, the vagina.
Yes.
And in the vulvar area as well. Very important.
And something else that I find very important as well is I do think they also need to communicate with their husbands or their partners. They need to show them what they're using. They need to explain what's happening. And at that point, it becomes a duel.
Husbands, partners want to maintain that intimacy.
They can understand.
And they can understand.
And then it gets even better in the bedroom.
Right.
Thank you so much, as always. I've had so much fun with you. All right, I'm going to say the word one more time. Ready?
Okay, we'll say it together.
Vagina. I love you. All right. By the way, real quick, for information on Lubrigyn cleansing lotion, where do we go, doctor?
You can go to lubrigynusa.com.
All right. You can also go to our website, thebalancingact.com. My grandmother in her grave. Oh my gosh!
Up next, we're raising a glass, learning why naked wines are nothing to blush about. We'll be right back.
Americans Americans have a love affair with wine, enjoying, listen to this, 3.7 million liters of it in 2014. Yikes, leading the world in consumption. And why not? Wine is one of life's true pleasures. I love it. Today, all things wine are on the menu. With us this morning, and I'm so happy, Katie Michaud, and also joining us, James Bagley of NakedWines.com.
Hi.
So happy to have you.
Good morning. Great to be here.
Good morning. I mean, I know it's morning, but you know, wine has really come a long way. You know, not even evening anymore, afternoons. Personally, I have a glass of wine every single night, and I think that's why I'm so healthy.
Yeah.
Truly a popular item today.
Absolutely. I mean, wine, from my perspective, it's all about community.
Mm-hmm.
Just think about it. Great friends and family, great food, fantastic wine. I mean, they're the best pleasures in life. And it doesn't matter where you're from, you know.
Exactly. And now my best friend to be this morning is her, because she's a winemaker. What a great job!
It's a pretty fabulous job, I can't lie to you.
So do you do the, you know, stepping on the grapes?
Like Lucy and Ethel?
Like Lucy and Ethel!
Well, I have, but that's not really what we do anymore.
Is it squishy-wishy when you do it?
It gets up in all kind of places, I'm gonna say, but...
not like that anymore?
Not like that anymore. So.
Well, I know we've got great video of the process.
Harvest, yeah. So harvest is our super busy season. It's 24/7, and you have this really short period of time to make the entire year's worth of vintage. So kind of in the fall, it's chaos, it's exhilarating. You probably end up crying sometime before it's over, but you get to make that whole year's vintage worth of wine, and it's a super satisfying thing to get to do from grape to bottle.
You made this.
I did. I made this Riesling and also this Cab.
So tell me what this one is.
So that's Riesling. That's 2015 Riesling from Washington State, from Columbia Valley. A little off dry. Lots of peaches, kind of screams peaches, maybe apples.
And I know he's screaming over there because I'm leaving you out. Okay, so
No, it's
I'm
fine.
the wine lover, winemaker, and you?
NakedWines.com. We kind of bring it all together, you know.
And how do you do that?
Well, it's through the power of the internet, where what we've done is create this community. It's a community of passionate, ordinary, everyday wine drinkers like you and I, and talented independent winemakers like Katie. And, you know, Katie's making wine for our customers, and they're interacting on the site, they're chatting, they can get recommendations, they can review wines that they're drinking. Katie can see those reviews and ratings, and she can respond. So it's this real passionate kind of community, and a lot of interaction on the website and on our app. So
okay, and a great way to carry on this conversation is, James, you opening that fabulous bottle, which is my favorite, Cabernet Sauvignon. So you actually communicate then with people on the web and from all over.
Yeah, so these angels have opportunities to score the wines and also to leave comments, and then it's up to us to respond to the comments. So because of kind of just the nature of it.
And I love that sound. Go ahead.
You form pretty deep relationships with these people.
And that's your Cab, so I will try this too. This I would say is my favorite.
I'm gonna grab this one.
You're gonna grab, well, let's just do one quick little ching-ching.
Absolutely.
Okay, and while
Cheers.
we're doing that, one thing I love about this is the fact that when I go somewhere to buy, I really am clueless sometimes in terms of pricing. I maybe overspend. So with this,
Absolutely.
I can kind of like get a confidant telling me, listen, you don't have to spend that much.
Completely, and not just the confidant, not just the winemaker. When you go to the website, you visit the app, you get thousands of recommendations and ratings from the other wine drinkers as well. So, you know, it's a great way to discover wine. You know, the community has over 130 winemakers across the USA and around the world, and the way it kind of works is our customers, who we call angels, they put aside, yeah, exactly, they put aside $40 every month. Now, that's their money to spend on wine whenever they want, whichever wines they choose. But while their balance is building up, we take that and we invest it in talented independent winemakers around the globe, and certainly here in the US.
Like her,
Katie.
okay.
Exactly. So our customers, in return, they're funding the wine directly. They get exclusive wines made just for them. They know the winemaker, so they know who's behind the wine.
And how much does it cost me in terms of becoming an angel again?
No cost up front.
No cost whatsoever.
No contract. It's just that $40 a month.
Okay. Once again, my Cab is the best.
Cheers.
Thank you so
Cheers.
much. Where do our
Thank you,
viewers
Olga.
get more information? How do I become an angel?
Absolutely. Just visit the website, nakedwines.com, or if you're having any trouble, call our customer happiness team, and a wine advisor will help you out.
Well, a toast to you guys. Thank you so much. One last
Cheers.
sip. This is very good. And if you'd like to learn more, you can go to our website, and that's thebalancingact.com.
I was lucky enough to see this on Broadway, and Olga, when it comes to Florida, you must take the girls. It is wonderful family fun.
I know you went with our producer, and she lives in Florida, so I know, and she's listening to me now, that she's going to take me and the girls. So we'll do it for sure.
And that's our show, everyone. But head to our Facebook page and our website and follow us on Twitter because we've got lots more.
Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time. And remember, fly. Have a great day.